Jello again. Aaron here from My Turbo Reviews, coming at you from deep beneath the mean streets of Johnston in the Turbo Cave. And I wanted to bring you my top 10 bots of 2016. Not top 16 bots, because where does that end? But rather my top 10 bots. And caveat, not all the bots were released in 2016. A couple of them on the list this year were released in years prior. With that being said, let's get to it. Number 10 is Transformers Titans Return Legends Class Bumblebee. Now, this guy has his shortcomings. I didn't particularly care for the kibble that's on his upper arms, or the hollowness of his head, or the yellow paint that doesn't quite match the yellow plastic. But all in all, he's a very decent representation of one of my favorite G1 characters, and I'm glad to have him. And that's why he gets the number 10 spot on my list. Number 9. Again from Titans Return, this time a deluxe, and that would be Scourge. Now, I know not everybody likes him, and I understand. You may not like the mold, you may not like the US release and prefer the Takara version instead, but for my money, and it was my money that paid for this guy, I like what they did, and that's why he gets the number 9 spot on my list. Number 8. Number 8 is a bit of a callback, not only to Generation 1, but also in the fact that he was released prior to 2016, and that would be Transformers Prime Deluxe Class Dark Energon Wheeljack. He's got a bit of a slicer vibe to him. He is made of that translucent plastic that everybody's a little antsy about, but I think it makes him look pretty good. And that's part of the reason why he's number 7 on my list. Number 7. Now, number 7 is a figure that I waited for quite a long time before being able to get. And it was a bit of a disappointment, as well as something really neat. Now I'm talking about Transformers Titans Return Leader Class Power Master Optimus Prime. This guy was something that I had high hopes for, and in 2 of his modes he's pretty decent. His tertiary mode, the base, kind of falls flat and doesn't really hold together all that well. My favorite part is the fact that the Titan Master can ride inside of him in both his robot and vehicle mode without having to be removed, and that's part of the reason why he's number 7 on my list. Number 6. Now, number 6 came kind of from out of left field. It's a toy that I didn't expect to find in the stores anytime soon, and it's certainly one that I didn't think I was going to like as much as I did, and that would be Transformers Robots in Disguise Warrior Class Stormshot. This guy is a little plain, pun intended, but he is very decent. It's the kind of mold that I wish that the Robots in Disguise Starscream was made from, rather than the sort of floppy mess that he actually became. Stormshot is a character that we don't really know much about, and I'm interested to see where this goes, but he is a very decent toy, and that nets him the number 6 spot on my list. Number 5. As you can see, number 5 is Transformers Titans Return Titan Class Fortress Maximus. Technically 3 dudes in one. He is very nice. Now, you may be asking, why does he net the 5th spot on my list and not something lower? Well, it's because transformation and his other modes are a little They're not great. The robot is, and that's what gets him the number 5 spot on my list. Number 4. Number 4 is Masterpiece Hot Rod, or Hot Rodimus, or whatever you want to call him. Now, I know that he's got a huge backpack and that we've seen the character in the Masterpiece line before, albeit this is the better of the two releases, and that's part of what makes him number 4 on my list. Number 3. 2016 saw me finally get my hands on a figure that I've been waiting for a while, and that is Transformers Prime, First Edition Voyager Optimus Prime. And this guy lives up to everything that I thought that he would be. He's not perfect, but he's far from being a bad bot. And that's what nets him the number 3 spot on my list. Number 2. While everybody was going gaga over the Takara Tomy version of the boxed Computron set from Combiner Wars, I decided to go the other route and get myself the Hasbro Computron instead. And I don't have any regrets. This guy is fantastic. Yes, I understand that his head is just a repainted Superion, but that's okay with me. I like it much more than I thought I was going to. And that's part of the reason why this guy nets number 2 on my list. Number 1. Now we come to number 1, and it's not a special edition, it's not a platinum figure, it's not a masterpiece, and it's one that I reviewed during the year. My top pick for 2016 is Transformers Titans Return Deluxe Class Wolfwire. He's just really, really decently done. Overall, he does everything else that the Titans Return line does, but somehow manages to pull it off much better. It's difficult to put into words what exactly puts him at the top spot, but he's got what it takes to become number 1, and that's what makes him number 1 on my list. Horrible mention. Now we come to the last bit of my top bots of 2016, and that's where I go into my least favorite bot that was acquired during 2016, and it's something that came sort of towards the tail end of Combiner Wars. It is Transformers Combiner Wars Legends Class Wreck-Gar. He's not terrible in his own right, but I didn't really like the mold to begin with when I bought it as Combiner Wars Legends Groove. And even with the new face sculpt, it's really not that great. It doesn't hold together all that well, and it's just crappy. Well, that's my top bots of 2016. Do you agree with the list? Not agree? I'd like to hear about it in the comments if you do. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.